right, fool? Shit. Let it be known then. Circle tight.
Now I feel like I'm all.
You see something? Not Ted Kaczynski, but his like accomplice, the Unabomber's accomplice, his like son got like popped out here yesterday.
Oh yeah, well, Terry Nichols.
His son popped out.
No,
You're talking about Terry Nichols,
today.
right?
I didn't even know he lived out here. That's
Yeah,
why-
Josh Nichols. Is the guy's name was Josh Nichols, huh?
something like that.
Yeah, that's his name. We went to school with that dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever heard
One of my buddies, one of my best friends, his dad was like in the building next to it, like when it successfully went down. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's gonna tell you a fun fact about that building right now, aren't you?
I was gonna say about Kaczynski's manifesto. Have you heard about that?
I don't know.
What is that?
But he kind of pretty much like all the shit that's happening. He kind of said it back then. So that fool was he was like supposed to be one of the MK Ultra science projects. You know, he was like that guy was involved in that type of shit. They
Stranger Things.
Giving him acid and shit. Yeah. Oh, that's Project Monarch. That's kind of like another one.
Yeah, but they just put it to
us.
us in shows. That's how they give it to us. They give us the truth in shows.
You ever get into Jordan Maxwell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like best friends with the dude that rode Behold the Pale White Horse. You heard of that?
I know what that is. Yeah, I have heard of that, but
He just
it's like a
died
book,
recently.
right, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
He
read
just
it
died
though.
recently. He's got a YouTube channel. He's like every mind blowing. Everything comes out of that guy's mouth.
Right.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah.
His socks must be hella high, huh? Nah, I'm just joking. No, because I'll be trying to come up with shit. The homies coming up with shit. We're trying to report some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And like, nah, this is our theory behind that shit, fool.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, he like he wrote a manifesto, and it was pretty much that like, rich kids are gonna fuck up the population because they're gonna wanna because they're complaining about problems they don't have, you know. And he just like literally says a bunch of shit. Technology is gonna fuck us up because we're gonna be abiding to that as opposed to ourselves, and it's literally happening. Like people are more fucking worried about their Instagram following than the people at their house. You know what I mean? And bullshit
absolutely,
like that. Like,
absolutely.
It's pretty crazy. And that was all obviously before any of this shit ever came out, you know?
So what do you think is the solution to that?
The solution?
Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, I don't know. What's the
If
solution?
you could have a solution for it, what do you think
For
it would
what?
be? For kind of like that, like you know, like how the technology is messing with us.
Oh, I mean, there's no way of taking the phones away from everybody now, and social media is a big thing. Some people need it for business, like me, you know. Like,
Yeah.
if I didn't have a business, I wouldn't really care about any social media. But since I had to promote a fucking business, it's way better to promote it on Instagram and social media, you know.
Yeah, well, I think you're like a mature adult though, so I feel like, that would be my solution. Like,
Right.
y'all just can't get on it. Y'all can have your phone, cool. You want to
Yeah.
call somebody? Call them.
Right.
Text them. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't imagine being like a kid growing up now with like an iPhone and like a weed vape pen.
Yeah.
You just hit that shit in class. Like we had to like sneak out in the woods behind school and go smoke
Right,
blunts
right.
and shit. Like
Hey, they're like the teacher's all writing on the board, and they're
weed. No blinker.
That's hilarious. I didn't think about that either though, but that's true. Okay, well, what's the 10 the 10 philosophies of, what'd you call it?
Well,
Oh, when you were talking about well, that's how we got onto that.
MK Ultra or
Yeah, no, not MK Ultra, because you're saying like the philosophy of speaking it into existence or something like that. Isn't that what you were saying? Oh, my bad. Listen. I'm not stoned.
Okay.
We were talking about Homeboy the Artist.
Alex Gray.
Right, we
Right.
passed that. Then you mentioned something like, "Have you heard of this theory?" or something like that. Is that the MK Ultra?
It's
And you were kind of breaking
the
it down.
Manifesto, yeah.
Right, manifesto.
Ted
He's speaking
Kaczynski's
it into
manifesto.
existence, right? So
It's just that he kind of knew it, but he wasn't, like I said, he was involved in all those CIA projects, like Project MK Ultra and all that. So I'm sure going through all that, like being in those bunkers or underground when they're transporting them area, he's seen shit, and just kind of be like, oh, I remember seeing this. They were working on the fucking phones, They were working on cell phones and they were working on social media ideas. Like, so the day, fucking, I don't know if it's the CIA or whatever. The government had this program that it pretty much kept track of everybody, right? That's how they were able to keep track of your name,
Census?
where you live. I don't know. It might have been census as well. That's where they're getting some of the information from. But it was some other shit. It was just like a bunch of everything's making making them know everything. You know, like they get the mail. The DMV is giving them their car information. You know what I mean? This is giving them that information.
And then they just put like a server behind it, somebody with a brain or, you know, this computer, and it just...
Right. So with the day they shut that program down that does all that, is the next day is the day that they open up Facebook. So people think that Facebook is a CIA fucking company that they're like, all right, we're gonna now, instead of having to track all these motherfuckers and figure all this shit out, we're just gonna set this program up, and all these dumbasses are gonna give us the information. They're gonna tell us where they're gonna live,
facial recognition,
tell us what school they went to, who's their mom, who's their dad, and everybody just spilled all the beans on themselves, you know. And that was easier
than trying to get it out of them, huh?
Out of everybody,
they just said, "Oh, we'll be smart."
Like they can shape what you see too by doing that too. I saw something with like how like Trump used some type of like from marketing, like in business, he knew like to something where like different articles would ping up based on what people's conversation. You know, how, like your phone listens to you and then an ad pops up.
Yeah,
his different articles with different viewpoints that correlated with theirs would pop up. And to sway them or something,
right?
It's crazy.
No, absolutely, bro. It is crazy. They say that they try to give an explanation as to why that happens, but like you're like, yeah, right. Come on.
It's all manipulation for sure.
Yeah, it's like there's no way that I can't. There's no way. Me and you were just talking about bumblebee tuna. And all of a sudden there's bumblebee tuna on my shit. You know what I mean? Like there's no way. I mean, Nikes, skateboard, you know, relative searches. Okay, yeah, I understood that. But bumblebee tuna? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You know
I hate like when you go to type something in Google and you haven't even voiced it, and you're typing. You go to type it and it pops up like it knows what you're thinking. You ever have that happen?
Well, it's a setting, the predictive text, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like if I've had it happen with things that are just like off the wall that I've never Googled or anything close to it.
Oh, because everybody else that has Googled it or started with the letter G and then went to this letter and that letter and that letter, like as you're typing in those letters, the combination that's been accumulated the most will be the first one. Yeah.
And so something like you see something on TV on the news, or you're like, everybody kind of just saw it and they're like, what is that? And they go look it up. So everybody's looking that certain shit up at the certain time, which when you looked it up at the same time as them.
Right. You know, that could be one of the variables of I'm not saying that they don't know. I mean, Joe Rogan and Tyson, whatever his name is, were just having that conversation about Google Maps and Apple, though. About Google has more. I can't remember if Rogan was saying or exactly or whatever, but I understand what they're saying. Google has like everything update. Like you can find out construction if there's an accident on the freeway or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, you're gonna go drive from here to there. Like somebody's reported accident.
Google Maps,
right? Google Maps,
Apple Maps, for sure.
right? Because but Apple, you know, is shredding your history.
Yeah.
And Google is using that information to get smarter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they had like a lawsuit against them or something for putting like those little pins where you can say like where a cop's sitting, so you can like slow down if you're speeding.
Oh, Waze.
They had like you were able to do it on Google for a little bit, and they had like a federal like lawsuit against them over it and stuff.
Oh yeah, because it was saying slow down in this area. I've got that alert.
Right.
And they'd be like, oh, there was someone, you know. But I mean, I'm allowed to say I got pulled over, guys. Right? Right here on the 15 between Sahara and Flamingo. Right. I mean, that's public.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I get it.
That's some hood shit for sure. You like hop on well, back in the day when Facebook was popping, you hop on Facebook and everybody's alerting you where the fucking checkpoints are.
Yeah.
You guys don't have much checkpoints here, huh? Do you have?
I haven't came across a checkpoint in a long time.
Right.
But yeah, I used to live on like Flamingo and Jones, and I worked like on the strip, so I'd always just come down Flamingo, bro.
Right.
And Flamingo, you know, maybe I don't cross really the streets that they might be having those on more, but at that time I did Flamingos right there off the strip, you know. So I'm driving and I'm like, oh shit! I just see the whole road blocked off and all the cars stopped, and I was like, just enough time, bro. I was able to make the right. I was like able to make a right down the side street because I knew the little neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, damn, man, that sucks. Like, because I've had to sit there and boom, they flash your ID or whatever.
Right.
Man, there's too many crazy things going on in the world, bro. What about the ongoing events of? What do you think about those fools going to Mexico getting killed, bro?
I that's all. That's the extent of what I know about it.
That's all I know. Oh, that's funny as hell. Now, so I guess some. What was there? 4 or 5? 4 of them.
4 or 5 people. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 people in Mexico. 2 of them end up dead, or they kidnapped them. 2 of them end up dead. 2 of them end up dead alive.
4 of them, yeah.
Right, or something like that. Like the whole little news thing was like 2 dead, 2 alive.
Right.
But then the cartel. Well, nobody knew really what happened to him. You know what I mean? And still don't know exactly what happened. But now they're saying like cartel was involved or something, or they were trying to do some drug move, and then the cartel just like gives up 5 guys and goes, "Here you go. Here's 5 guys.
Right.
You guys can have them." And sorry for doing that. You know what I mean? They left a note and shit too. Like, I mean.
Looked like some punk rocker who wrote that note, huh? It's like how the fucking letters were written and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro, like that's crazy. Like, and then, well, for one, if the cartel tried to do that, like, try to like clean it up by doing that or something, that's like stupid. Like,
Right.
But
Is that something they would do? You know, like.
I mean, do I think they might have said, "Hey, listen, here's the punk fools that did that shit"?
Right.
Yeah, that I do believe. I believe that because it's like, listen, we get it. You know, we're not going to bow down, you know what I mean? But that we're not also going to let that go down just in general. Like,
Right.
that's dumb. You know what I mean? What were these, like,
Yeah.
now you fools are going to pay for that. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess I would do it to try to make an example of don't do that shit.
Right.
Because now you're just bringing more heat because that's exactly what started to happen. Not me and my boy over here, we always get into big debates. It's not to say that this is what steamrolled the whole thing, but you know, now some politicians are talking about, oh man, let's pass a bill that says we can treat the cartel as terrorists, and that'll allow us to go over there and like infiltrate more, or you know what I mean, like guns blazing, so to speak, and shut them down. So.
And why? Because now all the factoring and everything, since all the factoring and shit is going bad with China, all the marketing, all that shit is gonna start going to Mexico. All the businesses start going to Mexico. And if we take over Mexico and all that shit, then we would just take over all the distribution, you know?
Forget the distribution. They're our bordering country, and that's one of only a few ways you'd be able to come into our zone, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want any entanglements with? They already got control of all that shit at the border, bro. Like they all of that to me is just like a joke. Like you guys, you stop playing and you stop playing. It's like mom and dad like fighting or something. You know what I mean? Like you're playing and you're playing. You guys know what you guys are doing. There's no other way about it. But anyways,
What?
why I started ranting on about going left on all of a sudden, but I didn't want to do that. I'm saying so. I think the cartel they could have said sorry.
They're working together for sure.
Yeah, they're working together with
the government.
With the government for sure.
Yeah.
But this was like I don't even know what you call it. Like it was another movie script, like the Johnny Depp shit, the courtroom that you guys were just talking about. Like these fools just throw 5 guys out there and say, yeah, these are the guys, and we're sorry, and it won't happen again.
Right.
Like the dudes in fucking the middle of Afghanistan, like in a hut that have the New York City newspaper, like at 9 o'clock. Like how it's not physically possible to get it there that quick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You fly there that fast, huh? Yeah, no, but it also is called. So I don't think we want any enemies at the border, though. You know what I'm saying? We need them. That's why I know we're in cahoots with them. But anyways, the Mexican president was like, because how they were coming off, they were like, hey, we're not going to let any foreign people come into our country and dictate what goes on, because he was actually using the word sovereign. So, like, we're a sovereign country and whatnot. So I don't know, is the United States a sovereign country?
We used to be up until 18. I can't remember the year. It's in the 1800s. We haven't been sovereign since the late 1800s.
Okay, so I didn't I'm just like kind of he's saying that and I'm pointing it out, or like I'm thinking about it, like, well, I kind of know what sovereign means, but I don't know the difference between like me saying I'm sovereign nation versus how he's saying in the capacity. This is all a sovereign nation. So I think what he's saying is like they're free to do what they want, or to a degree, like we can't police everything because we're just here to make sure certain shit doesn't happen. And you got, kind of like,
It's like if you apply to be like a sovereign citizen, like in the U.S., like
right,
they're like you can't use the roads, you can't use everything that's considered like a government entity. Like you're not allowed to use it because you're not contributing to it. You know what I mean? So it's like the government's basically just a big corporation.
oh, by taxes.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't know. No, I think you could still drive. Where did you hear that at?
Well, you can get a sovereign ID. I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
It's like tattooed people that have had them before and shit, but that stuff's like really hard to get, dude.
Right, because you can like hold your pistol, like you don't abide by the laws of this land. You know what I mean? And you're your own country. Like you can't.
Like a reservation?
No, even more than that, bro.
That dude Jordan Maxwell I was just talking about has a lot of stuff about sovereignty and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
bro,
we
so-
were sovereigns back when like two cowboys could go out in front of like a saloon and draw guns on each other, like in front of a police station. That's when we were sovereigns. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I mean, technically, we could still do that here in the West.
Yeah, they're still gonna throw something at you.
Right, for disturbing the peace.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? But if we want
We're
to
still
go
doing at least a year and a day.
if we want to go if we want to go and shoot out and shoot at each other and we both don't press charges and we're like, nah, and we both got guns,
Right.
we're more within our right, more than within our right to do so. Absolutely. I think there was some
I
shit
think
that,
Texas has something like that, but I don't know if it pertains to shooting each other, but you can fight each other and it's not like disturbing the peace or.
well, as long as we are at equal
Battle.
equal battle, yeah. Our weapons are at equal. So we're with our fist and we're with our fist. We're with guns, we're with guns. We're with swords, we're with swords.
It's like a fair fight law or something.
Right,
like that,
right. Damn, man. It has like something to do with like that. And if I don't press charges and you don't press charges, then what are you gonna?
Right.
I didn't get an attempted murder charge for what? And I'm not promoting this and that. You know what I mean. I'm just saying that, hey, that's the law.
Yeah.
I think in Chicago there was some stuff that happened kind of just in the recent, and a lot of their laws are changing over there in Illinois. So I think there was a shootout in the street, and nobody said anything
Yeah.
because they were just shooting each other. They were having a shootout, and it was, I think some people were calling, but they were like, oh well, they're not calling, or
Right.
you know what I mean. Something like they don't call me, you know what I mean? I'm a little, you know what I mean? But so that's crazy though. But that's how I feel it should be though, anyways.
Right.
Like leave me alone. Dana White, I just seen a little meme with that fool. He goes, the only thing you want the government to be a part of, or the only thing you want the government to know. What did he say? What did he say?
I don't know.
No, I know. Hold on. I had a brain fart, dog. I had a brain fart. No, but he goes, you don't want your government in your life. That like, you don't want no welfare. You don't want this. You don't want,
Right.
like, they don't even need to know anything about us. You know what I mean? Because on the sovereign side of things, you know what I mean? But they be playing this role that makes you so dependent on them. Not you, but I'm just saying,
Right.
like, makes you so dependent on them, and this way and that way and all these ways, from how you're talking about census. Okay, whatever. We'll just make Facebook. You know what I mean? We're doing this, and this is how we're keeping track of them. And you feel like, bro, grow some vegetables in your garden, bro, and get some chickens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the government doesn't need to know as much as they need being all up in the cheese, man, homie.
For real.
Sorry, we go south sometimes, dog.
People will spend more money on a cell phone than buying some chickens, huh?
Bro, you got a nice back. Bro, you got a decent backyard, bro. You can go get we can make a little chicken hen, little thing over there.
You can grow like vegetables and stuff like hydroponically super fast. This kid I know does it. He grow like peppers and like seed to harvest in like 12 days. It's insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they do with the weed. You know what I mean? They're like, it's still a cycle, but, they're growing, which would normally take, 4 or 5 months or whatever, 6 months, but or whatever.
Oh, is that right? They were
To grow the
growing
weed?
quick, yeah.
Yeah, the weed doesn't grow exactly that fast.
Like
That's
3
why.
months, yeah, 4 months, right?
Yeah, the cycle is around there. You know what I mean? But still, even like when out in the wilderness,
Yeah.
like all those climates are good. How long are those climates good for? More on a year-round basis, right?
Right.
So you gotta, and then when you're not in that climate or habitat,
Yeah.
you're tricking the plant that you're back in that habitat, that climate.
Right.
So and now you're doing it like super good, and you're tricking it even more beyond that. That you can just make it like day night, day night, day night, day night, day night. Turn the lights on, turn the lights off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should grow vegetables. I think we should. I'm not a green thumb or anything like that. I would just throw a couple seeds in the ground and throw some dirt over it and hope it would grow, I guess. But I think I could raise some chickens, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
You are